ClimateSync configuration tool. Today we will look at On-Hysteresis. On-Hysteresis allows us, when we have a floor heating or wet floor heating, electric floor heating, radiator, trench heater, anything similar which is activated by the ClimateSync's relay, we can set when the heating kicks in and when it stops in relation to set point. So we will look at, this is a zone setting, you can do it zone by zone. And here we have the heat demand hysteresis setting. We have here an explanation about it, but we will explain according to the example we see over here. So let's say the room temperature set point is 23 degrees. If we set the on and off hysteresis, for example, for on hysteresis is 1 degree below, and off hysteresis at 0 degrees, that means that when the temperature will drop to 22, the heating will start, and when the temperature will rise to 23, the heating will stop. Now, some sites, they want to change it for different settings, and we'll bring some examples. So for example, one site that has the underfloor heating water at a very high temperature, and the floor gets very hot, and if they set it to stop at temperature, for example at 23 degrees, the floor, because it's so hot, the room still receives heat which is emitted from the floor after the valve closed because of the heat already in the floor, and therefore it rises too high. So they want to stop, for example, they want to start the heating at 21.5 degrees, stop it at 22.5 and let it naturally raise up. This way they don't get it overheated. So in a case like this where they want to have it set to stop half a degree below, so first of all we're going to do it at 1.5 on hysteresis. So if we 1.5 degrees below the set point, the heating will kick in, and then we want to have the off, we'll go up and go to minus 0.5. So now at a set point of 23 degrees, the heating will start at 21.5 and the heating will stop at 22.5 and then naturally rise because the floor is very hot. However, we may have sites which have exactly the opposite. In other words, the heat loss is so fast that if they stop it at temperature, so let's say you want to have 23 degrees and you stop it at 23 degrees, the heat loss is too fast and then it becomes colder too fast, and they want it to be more balanced, and therefore in that case you will set it to half a degree above and half a degree below. And what will happen now is that it will heat to 23.5 degrees and then stop. And when it will cool to 22.5 degrees, it will start again. So this way you can have different arrangements how to set up the on and off hysteresis. Two important things. If you made the setting and you don't see it here after that properly, or it didn't execute it, you're not sure if it's executed completely, in any event, when you finish doing all the settings, click on refresh values, let it load for a minute all the values, and then check again that everything is the way you wanted it to be. Finally, when you apply settings for different zones or the common and any settings like this, in order for it to take effect in the actual operation of the ClimateSync, you have to reboot the device. So you can either reboot the power of the device, or you can go over here on the terminal if you still want to watch it and click on reboot and reload, and that's going to do a reboot session. You will see over here the reboot information. It's collecting data. So now that the reboot is completed, you can also look at all the different settings and different zones to make sure that you have everything set correctly the way you have left it. Thank you for watching.